Greetings from Deal. This is our very first uh, uh, VOA raid. It's we gotta have to kill this boss called the Avatar of Steel. He's this gigantic steel golem that is part of reclaiming Argoth, the progression, the very first in Tier 1 raid. And it's called, the name of the raid encounter is called Illdaera's Vengeance. And this is a really interesting raid. I was telling my guildmates, it reminds me of the movie There Will Be Blood with Daniel Day-Lewis. If anybody's seen that movie, it's great. They have a scene. I'll put a link in the description below, where basically the way that they extinguish a fire is to take carts on either side of this oil fire where the oil derrick is on fire, and they take two carts that's just filled with dynamite, and from two different directions they bring dynamite on both sides, and they blow up dynamite in the middle of this oil fire, and what it does is it extinguishes all the oxygen and it effectively puts the fire out. So you're doing something very similar in this fight. So there are these guns at the top of the spire. I get a pretty good view of it, and what the guns do is once the avatar becomes targetable, you fire these guns at his neck, and there's little bits of the avatar fall off and become these little globules, and then the globules then are pulled into the raid, and they're generally taken out with range DPS. You can see these explosions in the background. What they do is he puts out this AoE, which it just you can block line of sight on it from where we're standing here. And so anyways, when these little blobs come into the raids, they drop these steel shards. And then the steel shards are used to go to a north cart, a cart that's just north of the Avatar of Steel, and a south cart, a cart that's just south of the Avatar of Steel. Both of these carts happen to be laden with explosives, but you need these steel shards that drop off the, like, globules that drop off of them. And you use them as clickies, and they drive the carts towards the Avatar of Steel. There's also a waterfall that's above the avatar that has to be redirected onto him. So what happens is you pour the water onto the Avatar of Steel, and it kind of makes his skin hard, and then the two carts are positioned in such a way that when they blow up, they suddenly make him susceptible to your melee DPS. So a lot of this is just hanging back and letting the cart drivers do their work, and letting the person. So you're going to have people positioned at the top that are operating the guns to shoot his neck. Then you're going to have someone that's operating the waterfall that's going to pour it onto the avatar, and then you have people that are operating the carts from north and south that are going to bring everything to position. Once everything's aligned in position, then we get the DPS in call, and then he's basically like Avatar of War. You just beat the crap out of him as fast as you possibly can. We are undefeated against the Avatar of Steel, but it does require some a lot of coordination between the cart drivers and the waterfall operator and the guys that are operating the guns from up top. One thing, I was the MA for this fight, and I think we might have been aggroing the blobs prematurely, and I think what we needed to do was wait for the blobs to come in. I think that's the only real improvement that we could have done, is to just wait for the blobs to come into the raid for us to aggro them. And the problem is, one issue is if the cart operators die, or they take aggro, or they eat one of these AoEs, then all of their clickies die with them. So what you want to do is have backup clickies assigned to another operator. What else? Assigned healers to the cart operators. It helps to have assigned healers, because these AoEs hurt. You actually see Deal take damage from one of the AoEs, and it takes him to less than half health. So I can only imagine what life is like for the cart operators. But generally, you have a feign death class that's just feign death up there, so they don't take aggro from the blobs, but they still can eat that AoE. So anyways, this is a really cool fight. What I like about it is it requires a lot of communication and coordination in the guild, and so this is a good VOA encounter. So I thought people would like to see the video. So anyways, all my jibber jabbering is over. I'm gonna go ahead and PS. See what the cards are. There's one card. Stay out of that AoE here. There's the one card. Kind of see it. There it is. There it goes. There goes the card. Alright, there's the north card. Let's see the south card. South card. I believe the south card's almost in position. Second card's in place, okay. Just gotta wait for the waterfall. Okay, we're gonna do a DPS in call here very soon. There we are. Can't get close enough to him here. Come on, battery. I'm gonna die over here. There you go. That's the tier 1 raid.